Hi, Spirit Junkies, welcome back. I recently did a webinar on how to change our relationship to food, and some really beautiful spiritual tips came through, and I wanted to share them with you. And one of them, a very important tip, is to realize that if you want to change your relationship to your diet in any way, whether it's put down sugar or get rid of gluten or eat less, you have to really want it. And I've found throughout my own personal experience with my own diet that there'd be times where I would try to make changes, but when I didn't really want it, those changes wouldn't stick. So we have to kind of get to a place where we're fed up with the old behavior and we have a great experience of looking at that old behavior without any judgment, but just with a great sense of discernment and saying and deciding, I no longer want that path. 3 years ago, I made that decision when I quit sugar. I looked at that behavior. I looked at how the sugar was weakening my immune system. I looked how I was breaking out and how it made me feel. And I made a commitment 3 years ago to say, no, I don't want this anymore. So that first step is a spiritual act. It's a commitment. It's saying, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done with that behavior. And that's a profound statement. That's a prayer. I'm done. There has to be a better way. So just checking in, are you ready? Are you ready to let go of the pattern? Are you ready to let go of the behavior? And that's the first step, being willing to let it go and being ready. Your readiness is everything when you want to create and change and release an addictive pattern. The next step is to create some bottom lines. Really start to pay attention to what are your bottom lines when it comes to your diet. So for me, my bottom line is I don't eat sugar. Another bottom line is I don't drink alcohol and I don't partake in drugs. That's been a bottom line I've had for 11 years. It's a bottom line. It's something that I do not change. I do not waver on. There's no question of what it is that I'm going to be willing to do there. And so when I have that clear bottom line and I know what it is that I'm sticking to, I can stay consistent on my path. So when you have that willingness and then you have those bottom lines, you can start to create patterns that will be long lasting. And you can start to hold yourself accountable to the changes that you want to make. And then the final step is really the spiritual step, the real released step. That is a daily surrender. It's being in a prayer every single day. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Thank you, spirit. Whatever you believe in. Thank you, inner guide, for helping me stay consistent with this commitment. That spiritual reliance is far more powerful than your white knuckling it, than you holding your will and trying to force a new energy into your life. So you have this desire, you've got some clear boundaries and bottom lines, and then you offer that up to the care of your inner guidance system. You bring it to your spiritual relationship. So it's a practical action merged with a spiritual foundation, which will create that long-lasting change. And so I want to just give you these 3 simple steps to start to bring into your life. Really get clear. How much do I want it? And if you want it, then you can take step 2. Step 2, create those bottom lines and stick to them and be committed to them. And then the third step, daily prayer, grounding yourself in daily prayer where you ask your inner guidance system to support you throughout the change that you're creating. And these practices have helped me stay very consistent with beautiful changes that I have kept and committed to for many, many years. And in the case of drugs and alcohol, I've been sober for over a decade. And I can testify to these practices, and there's great value and there's great support in the methods that are here. To further guide you, I have a course called Finally Full. All the details are in the link below, and you can get all that information there. And if you want to take the steps further to deepen your relationship to your spiritual connection to food and your spiritual connection to your body, that course can be very valuable and beneficial for you. So all the details are at the link below. And I hope that these 3 steps serve you greatly. And I also wanted to see how it goes for you. So just leave your comments below. Let me know what comes up for you. And I hope that you start to feel some relief. Sat Nam.